Welcome head coach Jeremy Pruitt's Wednesday press conference. Coach will start us off with a quick opening statement. Please raise your hands for questions.
You know, really the bye week came at a really good time for us. You know, we kind of limped into the last couple of games at certain positions with injuries, so it's a great opportunity for our players, our team to kind of get healed up, refocus, re-energized. Spent the last 2 days normally when we would practice from 2 to 6 just doing extra academics. It's that time of the semester where it's the end of the semester, kind of getting prepped for finals and getting some extra work done. So we'll go out today and tomorrow and focus on fundamentals, things that we need to work on, situations here for the next 2 weeks, and focus a little bit on our opponents, but really try to get down to how we can improve fundamentally as a football team. You know, I've said this numerous times that, you know, we have a long ways to go. We have not come close to playing our best game. Figuring out why we made some mistakes in previous games, things that we can do to correct it, continue to grow as a football team, offensively, defensively, special teams. So it's something that we're going to be focused on for the next couple of days. So I'll take any questions.
Jimmy?
Jeremy, do you think that Jarrett Garantano is better coming off the bench, and if so, why?
Well, I think Jarrett, when he plays within himself and goes through progressions, he has a great opportunity to have success. He's a smart guy, tough guy. Game comes easy to him. He can make all the throws. He's an instinctive guy. I do think the last couple of weeks, based off the scenario that we've had as far as how many reps he can take in practice with his hand, it has given us the best opportunity to kind of do the things that we've done, the way we've done it as far as a quarterback position. I do think he's probably more suited to come off the bench maybe than the other guys. You know, there's a lot of emotion, anxiety that goes into the preparation, getting ready for a game, and I think the fact that he has a little age on him and maturity, he could handle coming off the bench. I think he could see and process and take some of the things that have happened previously in the game. And could take advantage of it. So it's something that we felt like gave us the best opportunity to win and to have success. So that's why we've done it. You know, I think he can play just as well starting a game. It all goes back to those intangibles, those details. So, but that's the way it's kind of played out.
Steve and David?
Pretty much in the same position as you were this time last year. I'm just checking to see, what do you think the focus level of this team is like right now, how that compares to where y'all were at this time last year in terms of focus?
Well, last year's team has had really no impact on this year's team. This is a totally new team. You know, I do think that the people that were on this team can learn lessons, you know, from last year, and you can draw upon experiences. You know, we're focusing on the things that we need to have success for the remainder of the year. We've got to clean up a lot of things on both sides of the ball and in special teams. So it's a great opportunity for our guys to continue to improve as players and for us to improve as a football team.
David and Patrick?
Thanks. When did you guys make the decision to handle this week the way you did? Is that something you design in April or August, or is it a judgment call like Sunday? Or, you know, what goes into that decision?
Well, you plan your season out, you know, just like, you know, from a quality control standpoint, how you want to handle off weeks in the preseason. No different than you would plan out maybe a game, how you want to play the game or how you want to handle certain situations. But there's times that you have to take in account where you're at right now as a football team, and whether it's in a game, in-game adjustments or decisions, or where you're at, you know, on an off week. So we took all that into account and really decided Sunday after the game, you know, just kind of based off where we're at, what we needed to do to give us the best opportunity to heal up. We got some guys that have been really banged up that have really pushed through. We've got guys that have been close to being able to play that wasn't hardly ready. So to give them an opportunity, and how do you do that and still continue to develop as a football team? So we tried to take all that into account, and so that's why we decided to do it the way we have.
Patrick, then Brent, Austin, Blake.
Elijah Simmons had only played one game and got some goal line snaps there the other night. I guess playing 2 games now. Is the plan still to redshirt him, or kind of how are you guys approaching the rest of the season with him?
Well, you can play in 4 games, so he's played in 2, so he'll have an opportunity to play in 2 more. But he won't play in more than 2.
Coach, you guys have been a good second-half team, particularly since the first open date. Why is that the case? Is that adjustments? Is that mental toughness? Is that physical and better physical shape? Why do you think this team has been a better second-half team the last 5 or 6 games?
Well, probably experience. If you just kind of go back and look, just particularly offensively, besides Jarrett at quarterback and the wide receivers, there was very little returning experience on the offensive side. I know Trey's played a lot of ball, but he practiced 1 time in fall camp. Brandon Kennedy, is a 5th-year guy, but he's not played a whole lot of ball. So I think that part, these guys playing together, has helped us offensively. Defensively, there was very few guys up front that had played any ball that really mattered here in the past. And then, we've kind of been beat up in the secondary most of the year. We've probably not one game had our entire secondary healthy, so we've kind of had to piece and put some pieces together throughout the entire year. So probably just experience, guys that hadn't played a lot, gathering experience, and and some of it may be attitude too. I feel like your mind controls a lot of things, your thoughts, your actions, and sometimes if you just kind of set your mind to doing something, you can figure out a way to get it done. I'm not going to be denied attitude. So I think we've grown in that regard as the season has went. Showed a little more resolve, a little more mental toughness. So probably all those things have a little something to do with it.
Austin and Blake and Wes.
Coach, can you update us on Henry, Bryce, and then Darnell, and just for guys like that you were talking about that have been trying to get healthy? Will they be full participants the next couple of days, or will you try to get them to next week before you ease them back in?
Well, there's certain guys on our team that won't be able to practice today that there probably would be better off resting. I'm not going to go into the specifics of who that would be. There's other guys that probably need to take some reps because they've not taken some in quite some time. So, we'll handle it based off individual basis and what we feel like is best for the individual player.
Blake and Wes.
Jeremy, what would Jarrett need to show you to reclaim the starting job?
Well, I guess the starting job is not as important to me as who's playing effectively, efficiently, that gives us the best chance to win. It's kind of like, basketball. You got 5 guys out there, but there might be 2 guys that come off the bench that give you 35 points, So we play a lot of players. I know the quarterback position in itself is a little bit unusual to play multiple guys this day and time. I have belief that Jarrett gives us a great opportunity to win football games. I believe that Brian Maurer, I believe that J.T. Shrout gives us opportunities to win football games. Jarrett has an advantage over those guys. He has lots more experience. But we'll see how things go. Listen, the players on our team trust us. Okay, they believe in what we're doing. and ever who we send out there first, that's because we feel like this is the best plan for us in that game. I don't know who that'll be as we move forward, but the players dictate that, not me. They control who plays, and we play the guys that give us the best opportunity to win football games.
Wes?
Jimmy, the run game the past couple weeks has kind of struggled to get off the ground a little bit. Has that been, some injuries up front, poor execution? Has it been some quality on the other side of the ball? What have you seen that's led to some of that?
Probably a little bit of all what you just said. We've got to play cleaner up front. We got to tie things together from perimeter blocks to our offensive front there. We need to make more guys miss at running back. And we've got to give our offense an opportunity to run the football too. Some of that goes into it, So I think the last game was a little bit unusual when you look at the time of possession versus offensive snaps that we had. And then if you're going to throw RPOs, you got to do a nice job at quarterback, making the correct reads. If it's supposed to be a handoff, hand it off. If it's not, then you have to throw the ball because you're obviously not blocking on the perimeter, So you've got to be tied in together there. And so we've got to do a better job from that scenario.
Rick and then Jesse.
Coach, earlier this morning, Trey Smith was named semifinalist for College Man of the Year. Talk about, which is more than just about football. Talk about what he means to this university and the community.
Well, Trey Smith, just take the football out of it. Take the football out of it. You won't find a better representative. Number one, of his family. If you met Henry and Ashley, you see the type of people that Trey has come from. Their family, a wonderful family, great representative of not only his family but the University of Tennessee. He loves the University of Tennessee. He puts others first. In this day and time, it's that's unusual, especially with the circumstances that he's been put under. I mean, the guy, you talk about poise and awareness and awareness of other people's feelings, and I can't say enough about Trey, just the type person, individual that he is, and he does a fantastic job in anything that he touches, whether it's on the field, off the field, in the classroom. He's what college football is all about. So it's not surprising, and I would like to meet the people that are more deserving of this honor than Trey Smith.
Jesse and then Gene in the back.
Jeremy, after the first bye week, you kind of talked about the self-scouting you guys did and kind of, looking at yourselves introspectively. Did y'all take the last couple of days doing that again, and maybe what were some of the lessons learned as you kind of look forward for the final 2 weeks of the season?
Well, obviously we have done that. You want to figure out, offensively, how do we create explosive plays? How do we consistently run the football? How do we protect the quarterback? How do we eliminate turnovers? How do we score touchdowns in the red area? Can we win short yardage? Can we win coming out? Can we win the 4-minute drill at the end of the game? How effectively are we in the 2-minute situation before the half? Defensively, to me, it starts with turnovers. How do you eliminate explosive plays? How do you eliminate touchdowns in the red area, holding people to field goals? Can you get off the field on third down, which we struggled with the last game? All these things in special teams. How do you create explosive plays? Can you create some turnovers? Can you steal possessions? Can you generate something in the return game? It all goes back to fundamentals. There's obviously some philosophical things that we probably need to look at from a coaching staff that will give us an opportunity to have more success. But we've got to go back kind of to the ABCs this week, and this is what we're going to do, and try to improve as a football team.
Is it a tendency thing when you're looking at explosive plays that you may have given up or didn't give up, and you look at tendencies? Is that
Well, it can be. Are you giving up explosive plays and 5-man pressures? With man-to-man coverage. Are you giving up explosive plays and a 4-man rush playing zone defense? So you go back and look at all the analytics there and see what you can do. See if there's something that sticks out that might be an issue there, something that you might do well. So it works both ways. But yes, that's something that we're working on this week.
Jeremy back here in the back. At this level, coaches are looked at as, not just being able to coach, but also to influence players and, the kids that you bring in your program. Just how important has it been for you to develop relationships with the players to where you can be looked at as not only a coach, but also a positive male figure, as well as your coaching staff?
Well, I've said this numerous times. The reason I got in this business was to have a positive impact on young people. I watched my father do it for 40-plus years. Some of the most influential people in my life were my coaches. It's something for me that when you come to work every day, it's not work for me. I enjoy being around our team. The last 2 days I've been recruiting, which I enjoy doing, but I've not got a chance to see our football team for 2 days. So immediately this morning I want to go in there in the weight room and speak to some of them. I hadn't had a chance to see them. So I'll be excited today as we get in meetings and start cleaning up the last game and get into today's practice. To be around the guys. This team, this 2019 team, which I do believe we are a really good team. I've said this before. I think we when you talk about team, we're a really good team as far as coming together and being for each other and caring about our teammates. Our guys have really focused on that, and it's to me it's definitely showed the last several weeks. I'm excited about them. I'm excited about the opportunities that we have to finish this season. But the one thing about it is it's, time's ticking, right? So there's not a whole lot of time left, and we still got a lot to prove. And our everybody associated with our program knows that.
You got time for one more question? Jimmy?
Jimmy, do you feel like this team right now where it is better equipped to handle the last 2 games as opposed to last year?
Well, I don't think it's I don't like to compare this year to last year because it's not the same team. It's not the same individuals. There's some that are the same, but as a whole. Our team this year is, we started off not the way we wanted to start off. But one thing that we did do is we stuck together. Our players are really bought into what we're trying to get accomplished. They want to finish. We want to finish. We want to do it the right way and prepare, and today's another opportunity to do that. So, I really like where this group is headed. But the thing about it is you're judged by what you do on Saturday. So we got 2 more Saturdays to really to kind of pass a test. So that's what we're focused on. We're going to focus on improving today and finishing out this semester in the classroom the right way. And if we do that, what else can we do?
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.